paying rent will destroy you. Welcome to a stark reality check where I unravel the illusion of comfort in paying rent to reveal a chilling truth. The path of endless rent is a treacherous one, leading to a desolate landscape of missed opportunities. Data reveals a haunting narrative. Renters often find themselves spiraling into a financial abyss. Statistical evidence paints a grim picture of how the gap between the wealthy and the poor widens year after year. Those who remain on the path of perpetual rent are often forced to continue working even as the Grim Reaper begins to cast his shadow. The toll on one's prosperity is undeniable for those who are condemned to rental purgatory. I mean, it's hard to argue with Snoop Doggy Dogg, who said,
"Real estate is the most important thing in the world. If you don't own land, you don't own nothing." When I first started buying, I would buy cars, jewelry. I didn't ever pay my house off. I'm just gonna pay rent $3,000 a month. Like death row, we was like leasing. You get me? Leasing. So you paying somebody else's rent. No limit was what house you want, what car you want, in your name. Yeah, in your name.
But wealth discrepancy isn't the only problem. High-density housing often becomes a breeding ground for the unsavory elements that thrive in the shadows. Located in the darkest corners of the urban jungle where the pulse of violence, drugs, and debauchery beat the loudest. Now, obviously, there are exceptions. In many larger metros like New York City, the wealthy often choose to pay rent. And it's usually the right decision when you're in college or during times of uncertainty. I've even heard the argument that it's smarter to invest in the stock market. But for the average individual, the choice between rent and homeownership becomes a defining crossroads with far-reaching consequences, especially as time wears on. Today, I'll explain why owning a home is still the American dream and why you should seek to buy a home as soon as possible. Be sure to watch the end where I'll share some incredible tips for those of you who want to buy a house. So as I mentioned, there are times when paying rent makes sense. But for those who are qualified and able, there are dozens of incredible benefits of owning a home. I'll end by sharing several unbelievable financial benefits, and you won't want to miss the last item on my list. But it all starts with, number one, pride. All those years of hard work, your many sacrifices to save money and build good credit have paid off. Now you qualify to purchase a home. Your dedication to the goal of homeownership will bless your life and the life of your loved ones in ways that can never be counted. You should be proud of yourself. Number two, control. When you purchase a home, you're no longer at the mercy of a landlord. The freedom you receive from breaking the shackles of rent will bring peace to your soul and empower you in many ways, which I'm about to share. Many consider the biggest benefit to be, number three, choosing your castle. Finding a home might not be the biggest benefit, but for many, it is the most exciting. The real fun begins once you've selected your preferred location. Do you want a two-story home or a rambler? Do you need a home office or room for a new baby or future babies? Do you want a gourmet kitchen, a grandmaster bathroom with 3-car garage, a large yard? The options are endless, at least as far as your budget will allow. Pro tip, don't forget to search out home builders. In many areas, new construction might be the best decision. Number four, customization. If you build, you'll be able to choose the floor plan you desire. Not only that, but you also get to choose the options and upgrades that fit your style. Whether you choose to build or buy existing, unlike a rental property, you'll have the freedom to make improvements or additions as you see fit. Many have added a home office, a home gym, a theater, or more space to entertain, among other things. Number five, stability. A home provides a fixed point for yourself and your loved ones. There's not a lease to renew or a landlord telling you it's time to move out. When you buy a home, you put down your roots physically and mentally. Most individuals who purchase a house plan to stay there for several years, if not forever. But the mental part might be more important. When people move into a rental, they know that it's not permanent and they're more likely to stay to themselves. Homeowners are much more likely to. Number six, build lasting relationships. Because single-family neighborhoods are less transient, you're also more likely to build long-term and even lifelong friendships. A lot of people stay in the same home for 10 to 20 years and often longer. As you become part of a neighborhood, you'll grow to trust and love many of those who live nearby. True and lasting friendships are priceless. I deeply trust and love many of my neighbors. I feel safe and happy knowing that people are looking out for me and my family. And of course, that leads us to number seven, community engagement. Most people who move into a single-family neighborhood plan to become part of the community. They often contribute to the improvement and protection of the area, making it a better place to live. This usually leads to number eight, safety. Data has proven that single-family home neighborhoods are safer than high-density locations. Those who engage in questionable behaviors simply are not comfortable in communities where people are engaged in the beautification and safety of the area. Number nine, privacy. This is a significant advantage of owning a home. Apartments, Condos and similar properties push a lot of people into one condensed area. In these cramped living spaces, you'll often share paper-thin walls with groups of people living on both sides of you. You might even have people living above you and below you. Listening to your neighbor's television, arguments, or that other thing can be awkward and annoying. Not to mention, they can probably hear everything that you're doing. There's a lot to be said for having your own private space. This includes the many advantages of a yard for your children and your pets. Just real quick, if you find this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up so others know this video is helpful. For the most accurate and updated real estate news, please subscribe and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. I appreciate your support more than you know, and allows me to continue making videos to help awesome people just like you. Thanks. Did you know that homeowners are 40 times wealthier than renters? I didn't say 40%, I said 40 times wealthier. That is a mind-blowing statistic. You might be wondering how that's possible or if the data is real. Truth is, homeowners receive substantial financial benefits that renters don't. This is why they say it's always a great time to buy real estate. And there's one thing that surprises a lot of renters. That takes us to number 10, it's more affordable than you think. A big misconception is that people think they can't afford to buy a home, when in reality, they can't afford not to buy a home. Many are shocked to discover that owning a home is often cheaper than paying rent. Another fallacy is thinking that you need 20% down. There are loan programs that only require 3.5% down. And some of you may even qualify for a zero down loan program. Who knows? You might qualify to buy a house today. Reach out to a lender to find out. If you don't qualify yet, the lender will tell you what steps to take so you can buy a house in the future. Number 11, tax savings. Even if your monthly mortgage payment is slightly higher than rent, the actual cost of homeownership is less. The US government offers tax credits for homeowners because it spurs economic growth. As a homeowner, you can deduct mortgage interest, property taxes, and mortgage insurance, saving you thousands of dollars per year. Homeownership also shrinks the wealth gap between the wealthy and the poor. You'll gain a better understanding of how owning a home increases your wealth as I continue. Number 12, real estate is considered to be a stable long-term investment. As a matter of fact, many believe that owning a home is the safest and fastest way to build wealth. Number 13, house hacking. To decrease the burden of a monthly mortgage payment, many choose to rent out a portion of their home. And when the time comes to move, it might make sense to rent out the old home instead of selling it. You can quickly build insane amounts of wealth by owning just a few rental properties. This just scratches the surface, as there are dozens of incredible strategies for investing in real estate. But that's a whole different video. Number 14, borrow against your home. You can use the equity in your house for home improvements, education, or even to invest in real estate. There are loads of creative ways to use your equity to increase your wealth. It's something I help my clients here in Utah do all the time. Number 15, predictability. Unlike rent, a fixed rate mortgage provides a consistent monthly payment. When you buy a house, your mortgage payment pretty much stays the same for 30 years. Rent can increase every year and sometimes quite significantly. As a renter, you could easily pay more than $500,000 in 30 years. After all that time, you'll have nothing to show for it, and you can find yourself paying rent until you die. Rent can become a lifelong commitment to nothing. Your house payment, on the other hand, will only rise slightly when property taxes and insurance increase. After 30 years, your home should be paid off, meaning that you can live the rest of your life rent-free, or more specifically, without a monthly mortgage payment. Take a moment to think about that. What would you do with thousands of additional dollars every single month? You could buy your dream car, pursue your hobbies, spend more time with family, and things of this nature. Where would you go? What would you buy? Who'd you spend your time with? These are questions homeowners can honestly ask themselves, and they can look forward to a specific day in the future when it will happen. For many, it'll be the first time in their lives that they can enjoy true financial freedom. Number 16, forced savings. Most people struggle to put some cash aside each month. Paying a mortgage is like a forced savings account, as a portion of those funds pay down the house each month. Over time, these savings can be substantial. Number 17, appreciation. Sure, the housing market has its ups and downs, but over time, home values have always increased. The average increase is 3.7% per year. So if you purchased a $400,000 home and the market appreciated by 3.7% in that first year, you'd gain approximately $15,000 in equity. After 5 years, it could equal $80,000. But in some years and certain locations, you could receive a massive boost in appreciation. In 2021, the average appreciation nationwide was 20%. That is insane. If you purchased a home in January of 2021 for $400,000, 1 year later, your home could have appreciated by $80,000. Home values in some areas have more than doubled in just 7 years. As I mentioned, each month when you make a mortgage payment, a portion of your principal is paid down. When you add appreciation to the equation, you get equity. After 30 years, often less than that, your home should be paid off, and it could be worth 3 times more than what you paid. For a lot of homeowners, the equity built over 30 years is so great that they're able to, number 18, retire. Your house could easily be worth 3 to 4 times more than what you paid for it 30 years later. How's that for a retirement plan? Homeownership provides so many financial advantages that a lot of people retire soon after paying it off. Many live the rest of their lives in that home with no mortgage payment. Others sell, pay cash for something smaller, and retire on the remaining equity. Many more move to locations that offer a better quality of life. They can be close to family and friends, in warmer weather, or places that will allow them to pursue their hobbies or passions. Homeownership has allowed millions to live the remainder of their days without financial worries. Pro tip, the 30-year countdown starts the moment you buy. This is just one more incredible reason why you need to buy a house as soon as possible. Number 19, it's a great investment. For most people, buying a house is the best investment they'll ever make. As I mentioned, when you make a house payment, a portion of those funds pay down your loan. As a renter, you're paying off someone else's house. The combination of paying down your mortgage plus appreciation is thrilling. But imagine the multiplied benefits you would receive if you'd invested in real estate. Just one property could radically increase your net worth in just a few short years. Even if you broke even each month, the appreciation gain over time could put $1 million or more in your pocket. But as rent increases over time, you can pay the property off faster, reinvest, or enjoy the extra cash each month. And when the property is paid off, you get to keep that full monthly rental income. 2 or 3 properties could pay you enough to retire in style, giving you complete financial freedom. All these benefits will better your life in many ways. But this last item is by far the greatest blessing of homeownership. Number 20, it's your home. A place you can call your own that provides peace and refuge from the world for yourself and for your family. It's where the most special memories are made. A place where you can kick up your feet and relax at the end of a long day, where you can be yourself without judgment from the world. More than ever, home has become a place where we're spending more time and living our lives. It can be your office, school, a place of worship, and entertainment. For your children, it will be the center of their universe. Almost everything that they love and hold dear will be under one roof. Your roof. There's no combination of words or grouping of sentences, not even a list like this, that can even begin to portray the significance that a home will have in an individual's life, especially for a child. This benefit surpasses all others by miles. Simply put, buying a home will be one of the most influential things that you do for yourself and for your family. Not to mention, purchasing real estate usually equates to legacy building. Most people pass their homes to future generations. Your child could benefit greatly from living in your home, or the house could be sold, dividing the equity among siblings to help them purchase their first property. Your commitment to buy a home will bless your children and most likely your children's children. How cool is that? If you're ready to buy a house, don't wait. Even in tough markets, there are great opportunities. It's important to note that while there are many incredible advantages, homeownership comes with responsibilities and potential drawbacks. Consider maintenance, property taxes, and property value fluctuations. Carefully consider your financial situation and goals before deciding to purchase a home. If you're worried about buying a house in this market, you might want to watch Get the Best Deal and save loads of money doing this. If you have a home to sell first, you might want to watch Sell Your Existing House and Buy a New House at the same time doing this. And if you live in Utah, each month I release the Utah Housing Market Update, where I share the latest news and data to help you understand if it's a good time to buy or sell real estate. Look for the links to all my recommended videos below. If you're looking to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, I get contacted all the time. Please feel free to call or text me with your questions. I'd love to meet you, and I'm honored to serve you. For everyone else, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have a friend or a family member who's currently paying rent or looking to buy a home, you can easily text this video to them. And please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty, the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below and make you feel good.